Okay, we're ready.
So Jan, I've never volunteered before, and I don't really know what to do. I just want to help, but I'm kind of lost here.
Oh, it's really easy. It's
Okay.
people think it's way more involved, and really it's just doing what you think is best. And then if you have any questions, we have this little volunteer handbook that helps you. So we're just going to go through the process. We'll pretend somebody walks in here. First thing you do is greet them, of course, because we really are here to serve who God is. So we look them in the eye, we invite them in. And if they've been here before, they will tell you. And in one of these files, these are alphabetically A through L or M through Z according to their last name.
Okay.
And so you would look up their card. And on the cards, we have all kinds of different things covered on there. Things like their name, their address, their phone number. And then we ask about food allergies, things like that. We ask if they have children at home, if they have specific needs like diapers, formula, things like that. But then we also ask about how we can pray for them and help them in their spiritual life and their spiritual growth as well. And then here on these two green lines, these are simply the dates. We ask that you put the date that they presented themselves here. There's no need to put any pounds or anything, just the date. And that way we keep track of how many times they are able to come here. Because we do have a little system in place that if we see that we're becoming their only food source, then it's up to us to just visit with them about it. And really that's between Anna and I. And we would go visit them and talk to them about how to use their EBT card best or things like that, just to have that one-on-one to help them understand that we can't be their only food source.
Okay.
But they're welcome to come here. So just keep all that in mind, that we'd like to see dates at the bottom of these cards.
Okay.
If they haven't filled one out, the cards are generally sitting right here. Again, if you don't find anything ever, inside the handbook is Anna's number, my number, and we're always a phone call away, and we can come running up here pretty regular too if you have any questions. So obviously here's all the things that you need to do. Just kind of go through step by step what to expect, what to do for walk-ins, what to do for phone requests. So here we have the answering machine set up. If you see that there's a message on here, just like your regular answering machine, you hit the button, you hear the request. Sometimes it's just wondering what our hours are or if we have a volunteer, because some days we don't have volunteers here. It's pretty getting far and few between now that Anna got on the stick and got their Facebook page done and everything. We really have that good communication tool there now. So, but they do call, so it's our job to call back and just respond to what requests they've done. Sometimes they do ask for deliveries, and if you're not comfortable doing a delivery, you just let Anna or I know, and we will make sure that delivery gets done.
Okay.
So don't feel like you have to do a delivery. And there again, too, that's becoming far and few between. So staff duties, there's just fun things that if you want to give a reminder call to the volunteers who are coming next, and you certainly can do that. You can dust, you can vacuum, you can do things like that. We have the cleaning supplies in the back. I'll show you that shortly. Just fun things. If you see the shelves are low of supplies, you can look and see and replenish that too, and I'll show you that in the back. But if you want to just come up here and have some time with God and read a book, you're more than welcome to do that too. We do encourage our volunteers to write prayers in our journal. We ask for people to pray for those who come within these doors, and we ask for people to pray for the volunteers that come and serve here as well. Sometimes it can be challenging, and so we're just inviting God into everything that we do.
Okay.
If we want to go to the back room, then I can show you some details there. Hi. Okay, so this is the board that, as a volunteer, this is kind of your job to fill all these things out. First of all, if any food comes in the door, that's considered food donated. So if here we had they brought us some apples, and so we write down the number of pounds of food that came in that day. And here's how you use the scale. You simply push the on button and then wait for the zeros to show up, and then whatever you put on there will be weighed accordingly. Okay? And so that's for food coming in, and also for food going out. So we are delivering the food to the client. So food delivered is food that's going out. There's been some confusion, and maybe I'll be changing this. We'll see what the words say. Donated is hard for people to understand, but food delivered out is on here. So the volunteers put the date and then the pounds, and again the same process. You weigh bag by bag, And generally we'll have a notepad here or something where you can just add all the bags together and you put the total pounds per client that go out and you write that on here. When you put the first bag or the last bag, it doesn't matter, we just ask that you put one of each of these in each bag. This has the numbers of all the ministerial association. Every church that has supported us is supporting us. Their numbers are there. So if anyone wants to reach out to a minister or a priest, the numbers are available to them. This is our mission statement, and then this is our numbers. Anna's numbers on here, as is Jan's, and then our office number, and then our hours. So those are just little pieces of information we give to every client in one bag that goes out. Another program we have is the backpack program. Generally our volunteers during the day do not have to worry about this because that's a whole nother set of volunteers. They come in the evenings. But in the event that you're here volunteering and someone comes in and wants to donate to the backpack program specifically, this is where the backpack donated items would go.
Okay.
And then that food goes back here. I'll show you that in a minute. Another thing that we do take care of is a guideline for 1 to 3 people. If you're not sure how much people need, our motto is you cannot outgive God.
Okay.
We just, whatever we put out the door, somehow God brings back more within our doors. So never be afraid of giving people more than what you would think you should. But here is a guideline, and then here it says for 1 to 3 people in a household. And then remember, if there's people 4 or 8 more, just double this list.
Okay.
We have switched over, I'll go back, I'll go to this first. So if you want to try and pack meals, this is kind of the idea, giving you some ideas there. If you ever have questions about use by dates, things like that, here's a guideline. But food pretty much comes and goes out of here so fast that we generally don't have to worry about the use by dates unless people are donating food. Then we always check the labels and before we put them on the shelves. So if you ever have any questions, again, you can just leave them here. Anna and I will take care of it later. Don't feel like you have to stress over the use by dates and things like that. Okay, and one more thing about the turkey. We have been doing ground turkey now, and we have been keeping track specifically of the meat going out because that is a high dollar item. We want to be good stewards of the money that's donated to us so that we are keeping track of how much meat is going out per family member.
Okay.
And this is on the main table, kind of there for you to, you'll notice it, it'll be sitting right there by the calendar.
Okay.
So I know it seems like a lot of details, but there's all written down, and honestly, it's not the end of the world if something gets missed. Again, if you have any questions, just call Anna or Jan. Those numbers are in the handbook. All right, so if you're packing for, we're going to pretend you're packing for 1 to 3 people right now.
Okay.
Just go down the list and you do the pound of turkey, the 5-pound rolls of turkey. They're always in here, and if there isn't turkey in here, we're just out at that time. We do have 34 different items that we're now getting from Cisco Foods, and we get what we get, and we can have a fit. If it's there, it's there. And then you go to diced chicken, so we try to get them some protein.
Okay.
The diced chicken is always back here in the upright freezer,
Okay.
and they're pre-packed or repackaged into 2-cup bags. And so that's what this is. The dates on there is when it was packaged. There's 2 cups of diced chicken in there, which can make a nice hot dish for someone if you get them some cream of mushroom soup and some pasta. It makes a very good healthy meal for someone. Back onto the list again, we look at applesauce or individual fruits, and so the fruits are always over here on this side. We have anything from applesauce to peas and peaches, and then if we do have people from the community that donate, we'll see that coming up now with the holidays, that we always see different kinds of fruits and cans coming in. But again, we just have our regular staples here that we get from Cisco Foods. And so veggies. Again, veggies and soup are over here. We generally have our choices of corn, carrot, or peas for our vegetables. And our soups, we have different types. We have vegetable beef, cream of chicken, chicken noodle, and tomato. Generally just those 4. So, 2 or 3 cans of each. You see, we're thinking of people making hot dishes. Think of people having a quick meal. So ramen noodle soup is all great. I'll get you some vegetables. What did you grab for vegetables there?
I grabbed corn.
Okay, so I'm going to get some peas for you and some carrots. Try and get them a good variety because not everybody likes the same thing. We had one gentleman once who came to me and he brought me back a whole bag of green beans. He said, I don't like green beans, and he gave them all back to us. So we keep that in mind when we're dealing with our clients too. We'll go back to the list, and we have cereal and oatmeal and peanut butter and jelly, kind of the breakfast items. And they're located over here on this side. They're big bags of cereal. So they're nice. That can cover them for quite a while. And we've tried to, this powdered milk, we're seeing if that's going to be a seller, a taker, I guess. We've had, I think, 6 bags, and we have 3 left, so I'm not sure that's going to be something that'll be hanging around or not. But then we have oatmeal down here at the bottom. Fruit juices here, generally apple or grape, so take one of those. Did you get the jelly? And then the peanut butter, the large peanut butter. That'll last them a long time. Again, these are part of the standardized items now that we're starting to get through Sysco Foods. And then we move on, I'll get your bag, sorry. And then we move on to things like the potatoes. Those two we repackage. They come, I'll show you. Hang on a second. There you go. Okay, so the potatoes generally come in big bags, and we repackage them into the 4-cup bags, what we've started to do here. So these are the dried au gratin potatoes. There's a little example on how to cook them. These make great hot dishes. Again, you add them with the soups and the chicken or the turkey that you have, and you have a great hot dish. We also have the au gratin potatoes. So one big container has 2 large bags of au gratin potatoes with the cheese sauce and everything in there. So that makes a great item for hot dishes. We have the white rice, and there too it has examples on, or directions on how to cook that. Brown rice is available, and we're grateful to Dakota Growers for all the pasta that they donate to us. We just call them and ask them. Sometimes they call us and ask us if we want pasta, but we have never had to buy pasta in the 10 years that we've been on Main Street here. We're very blessed. So again, in the back we have the backpack program, but that's a whole nother story that really, as a volunteer here at Daily Bread, you won't have to worry about unless someone donates specifically while you're here. Okay. And you just bring it to the back there, and you can see that that is clearly marked as the backpack program food only. And I know it seems like a lot, but really, you just come here and you serve, and then if you have any questions, you look at that handbook. And if all else fails, you can always call us at any time. Okay. So thank you very much.